Hi, welcome to the section of pig. In this video, we will be looking at what is pig and why pig is required, what are the data types of pig, and how do we write pig Latin. These are all the topics which we will be discussing on a high level in this video. Followed by, we will have a practical session describing about all the pig commands in detail. Firstly, like Hive, pig is another ecosystem component of Hadoop which uses MapReduce in the background. So when I say pig has some group of transformations which can be written in a long-ways called pig Latin. It's a data flow long-ways basically. When I say data flow long-ways, there will be connection of one variable with another variable. Of course, we are going to see in detail about that future, how a data flow long-ways proceeds with respect to pig. And pig usually runs on client machine and turns pig Latin script into MapReduce jobs. Like when we write queries in Hive, we have MapReduce jobs run in the background of Hive. Similarly, when we write pig Latin, there will be MapReduce jobs that will be launched in the background. That's why it is called as one of the ecosystem component of Hadoop. But one important point to be considered is, pig is something which is not only designed for Hadoop. It can run even outside Hadoop. That's why the name pig had come. Likewise, like the animal pig can live everywhere and eat anything. Similarly, pig is designed to run everywhere, not only with Hadoop, even outside Hadoop, but it will not have the flavor of MapReduce. And pig can consume anything. Even in our pig Latin, it can consume structured long-ways, structured data, semi-structured data, or unstructured data. It can consume anything. And as we know that when we write our pig Latin, it will be executed as a MapReduce jobs in the background. It will be submitted in the cluster. That's the basic funda. So now that we know what is pig, but who had invented pig? It's a team from Yahoo had invented pig. There is a saying that Yahoo doesn't have many employees who are very much well versed with Java. That's the reason behind invention of pig. That's a saying. Maybe that's a joke or something. So let's see why pig. Writing MapReduce job in Java is tedious. Why it is tedious? Because we got to write a lengthy code, and we got to convert. We got to test that code. We got to convert that into jar file, and we got to transform that into our local file system. And then execute it and view the results. There is a lot of latency involved in writing MapReduce codes in Java. Not only in Java, in any high level programming languages like Python or in R or in Perl, anything, or in C. When we write our code in these things, you got to test your code, you got to combine your codes into some packages, and you got to execute it. This is very tedious. So in order to avoid that, there is an ecosystem component called pig that has brought, which makes your task easy. And like I said, the reason behind Yahoo inventing pig is it doesn't have many people who are expertised in high level programming like Java or Python. See here, all organizations doesn't have the above skill sets. That's the reason why they go for pig. So what are the data types that are available in pig? Now that we know what is pig, who had invented pig, and why pig is required, so basically pig, when we see this, pig is like a Hive or something. It is basically used for batch processing. So what are the data types that are available in pig? So before that, we got to see some relations or some sort of jargons that we got to remember in pig. One is relation, and a bag, a tuple, and a field. So what is a relation? Relation is a bag. Bag is a collection of tuples. A tuple is an ordered set of fields. A field is a piece of data. Maybe confused, isn't it? So let me make it easy. A relation is like a table. Okay, what do table contains? It contains collection of rows, right? Tuples. It contains rows of, collection of tuples or rows. A row is an ordered set of column. Column is which contains the actual piece of data, right? So similarly, in pig we call we call a table as a bag. Okay, and bag is a collection of tuples, of course, and tuple is an ordered set of fields or columns, and field is a piece of data. So I hope now you are pretty much clear on these jargons, because these are important, because we are gonna use them when we are operating with pig. Yeah, so let's move on to our further slides. Pig has these data types, like we have in Java, we have int, long, double, float, and we have something like char array, which is similar to your string in Java, and we have byte array, like a blob data type which stores the binary data. And one major thing that you got to remember here is byte array is the default data type in pig. When you forget to give a data type, or you intentionally give don't give when you intentionally don't give any data type for your field, then it will be taken as a byte array, because byte array is the default data type in pig. Okay, so these are the data types that are available in pig. Now let's discuss about something called pig Latin. Pig Latin is nothing but a data flow language. So what is this pig Latin? Let's discuss in detail about that. Yeah, so pig Latin has a group of statements which are organized in some flow. So what is that organization? How those statements will be organized? So let's look at some group of statements. We have something called a load statement to read data from a file and load it into a variable. Okay, that's where a load will be used, and then a series of transformations will be applied. Basically, like I said, pig is a data flow language which is basically used to apply some transformations on your data. Okay, you can transform your data, like like what you do in your regular expressions. You do some massaging on your data. You remove spaces, or you concatenate one variable with another. All these are examples of transformations on data, right? So that can be done very easily using pig. And finally, after your transformations are done, you can either dump your results onto your screen, or store the output into some file in HDFS, because HDFS is the default or the storage that pig uses. Because when pig wants the input, it takes it from HDFS. When pig wants to store some output, it will store it into HDFS. Yeah, and then this is another example of transformation. See here, we are using something called load statement to load something called a file name called student using pig storage. Of course, we are going to discuss about this pig storage in detail, as we call this as a schema. Okay, when we call this as a schema, it contains some fields, like name is a field which is of char array, is another field which is of int, GPA is another field of type float. Okay, finally we have loaded a file into variable called a with these below data types, and then we are taking, when you see something called for each is nothing but a normal for loop in any high level programming language. So for each loop you are generating a name. For example, if you have some 1000 entries into your file called student, all those 1000 names will be stored into your variable called b. Straightforward. Yeah, so these are there are many other operations that are available in pig, which we are gonna discuss in detail in our further sessions. Yeah, so this is another way, sorry. So this is another statement like for each, and then see here. Okay, let me put it this way. Yeah, see here, I'm just loading a file which we had discussed earlier, like a file name called student, and then we are generating for each loop, like taking each record and generating the name, and finally dumping the results onto your screen. Yeah, these are just high level examples of pig Latin. Of course, we are going to discuss in detail about each of these commands in detail when we are going to do these things in practical. Hope this video had given a good picture of what is pig and why pig is required and what is pig Latin and what are the data types that are available in pig and what are the different how do we apply some transformations on your input file. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Bye bye.